Alrighty, here we go. Hello everybody, welcome back to another stream. I know that it's been like a couple of weeks. I got sick. I got like a cold about a couple of weeks ago, so I took a couple of weeks to just like get over that. I still cough just a little bit, so if you hear me like clear my throat a little bit more than usual today, it's just leftovers. I'm fine. I'm healthy now. You don't have to worry about me. It's just, you know, sticking around like colds usually do. But anyway, hope everybody's having a great Pride Month. Shout out to the gays, including me. Obviously, y'all probably watch me because you're like, ooh, funny trans content creator, or at least funny trans artist, or good trans artist, or just trans person. Y'all already know I ain't cis. Anyway, yeah, hope everybody's having a good Pride Month, and today, for my art stream, I'm going to be doing some art of my OCs in preparation for ARTFIGHT. I already have a few of my OCs on ARTFIGHT, but I want to add a few more this year, so that's what I'm going to be working on. But before we get into that, obviously I want to have like a few minutes to be able to chat with y'all and catch up. So, how's everybody doing? What have y'all been up to these past couple of weeks? Any like big updates or fun things that happened, feel free to let me know. And as you can see, Mecha is in the chat, so you will be getting channel points to be able to redeem commands with. If you want to see a list of commands that you can redeem, all you have to do is type in !Mecha, and he will take you to his Tumblr page where you can find a list of commands you can redeem. And as long as you have enough points to redeem a command, then it will happen. Link's cat got a Switch 2 recently. I hope you have fun with it. I am probably not going to be getting a Switch 2 anytime soon. Not only because I just straight up can't afford it, but also because, like, I know that new systems are very prone to, like, bugs and weird things happening to them, and also there's not going to be a whole lot of games out for the Switch 2 right away. And, like, all the stuff about it seems pretty fun, but there's a lot of reasons why I would rather just, like, wait a year or so before I buy the console. So that's the camp that I'm in right now. The Switch 2 is, like, I think over $500, if I recall correctly. So, and given that I already have a lot of expenses of my own, including like Jet's vet bills as of late and all that sort of stuff, I'm not gonna be able to afford a Switch 2 anytime soon. Yeah, $450 plus taxes, plus the fact that digital copies of games for the Switch 2 are $80 and physical copies are $90. Yeah, I'm not in a financial situation right now where I can do anything with the Switch 2. So I'm just gonna stick to my regular old Switch and wait for Tomodachi Life 2 to hit that. Let's see, what else is there? Pride Month has been fine. Good. I'm planning on going to some Pride events in my state in the coming weeks, so I'm very excited for that. I'd rather spend $90 on CDs. I would rather just burn my own CDs, because that's a thing you can do, and then you can like decorate them however you want. Have your own like custom mixes for things, etc., etc. So if I had like $90 to spare, I would probably either like put it in my savings, or probably put it towards like my Moirail Sierra, who's gonna like come visit in the last week of July, and I'm trying to put as much money towards that as I can, because I want to be able to have a good time with her. I want to be able to, like, treat us both to some stuff. So I already have some money saved for that, but the more I can save, the better, especially with, like, rent and vet bills to pay. So if y'all would like to help me afford rent and vet bills, feel free to leave as many super chats as you would like, and especially because, like, the text-to-speech bot will read them out loud, and I will be more likely to directly respond to you if you use Super Chat. So, helps me out, and you get some more direct interaction that way. And if you want even more, like, perks and stuff through supporting me, you can become a Stellar supporter by clicking the blue join button next to the subscribe button down below. That would also help me and the channel a lot. You all excited for the new Sonic Racing game? I only heard a tiny bit about it recently. Is that the one where, like, all the characters are coming back? Because unless I hear that the Tails doll is coming back, I don't give a shit. I used to be a huge Sonic fan when I was, like, a teenager, but I haven't been into it in, like, a long time. It's just, like, me. Ooh. Thank you for the super chat.
Link's Cat donated $2. Here's $2 for your expenses then, Mark.
Thank you kindly. Alright, let's see, what else is going on? The new Cookie Run update just dropped, and I swear DevSys just went, like, I'm gonna give the gays everything they want, because, like, on top of lesbians, there's also more implications of, like, Shadow Milk being, like, very much pining for pure vanilla. So I'm taking that W. And what else has been going on as of late? Oh, I recently celebrated 1 year of moving to my new apartment, which is fun. I moved out about a year ago, and for a full year now, I have been living on my own. And there's good things about it and there's bad things about it. I think that most of the bad stuff was just, like, when I was going through top surgery, because, like, obviously my mom was, like, taking care of me during that time, but she could only really stay for a few days, and it really would have been nice to, like, have somebody living with me full time who could help take care of me while I was recovering from top surgery. But, like, outside of that, it's mostly been good. Like, sometimes I do still get, like, a little bit lonesome just living by myself, but that's to be expected, and it's also something that you just get used to. Just got back from finishing Deltarune Chapter 4. I hope it was good, but please don't post any spoilers in the chat. I've been seeing a few spoilers for it on TikTok, which I don't mind. I'm not really someone who cares about, you know, spoilers very much, but I am a little bit sad with this release because, like, I think for Deltarune Chapters 1 and 2, me and my former roommate used to, like, stay up late playing them when the games, like, came out, and now that I'm living on my own and I'm kind of, like, not on speaking terms with my former roommate, it's kind of sad that I can't kind of have those experiences anymore, but I'll wait for some Let's Plays to come out, and I'll just pop some popcorn and watch those. Maybe see if I can have like a different friend over and like catch up on it that way. But until then, I have no qualms about like little blurbs of spoilers that I see on TikTok. But for everyone else's sake, don't spoil the game. So, I'm curious, since I'm gonna be doing some art today for ARTFIGHT specifically, let me know in the chat, how many of you know about ARTFIGHT, and how many of you are here just being like, ARTFIGHT, what the hell is that? What are you talking about? What? I've never heard of this before. What is that? Tell me if you know about it, or tell me if you don't. Because I'm genuinely curious. Especially because, like, I know that a good chunk of you are here for, like, video games and stuff, especially if you, like, joined my channel during, like, the Percy and Springtrap heyday. But I'm also curious to see how many of you are just, like, fellow artists. Especially if you're engaging in ARTFIGHT this year as well. Just here to chill and relax. Do you do anything, like, while my streams are going on? Like, do you just, like, put this on as background noise, or something? Know the existence of it, but I've yet to understand what it is. Okay, so basically, and I'm not, like, the best at summing up, what this is, but ARTFIGHT is typically described as an art trading game, but I prefer to think of it as an art gifting game. And the key difference here is that, like, you shouldn't go into ARTFIGHT with the mindset that, like, whenever you attack someone, you'll always get an attack back. I don't think that's a good mindset to have going into ARTFIGHT. But basically, ARTFIGHT is a website where throughout the month of July, every single year, there are 2 teams, and this year's teams haven't been announced yet, but last year's were Stardust and Seafoam, and you join a team if you want to participate, and you post your OCs, and that way anybody else can draw your OCs, and if somebody else draws your OCs, they are attacking you, and if you draw someone else's OCs, you're attacking them. And if, say for example, you draw somebody else's OC after they've drawn yours, that's called a revenge attack. And if it goes back and forth over and over again, then that becomes a revenge chain. Yeah, no, I'm done with Percy and Springtrap. I don't know if you noticed, but the finale came out like a couple years ago at this point, and also I just straight up don't own the AU anymore. So this is no longer the place for Percy and Springtrap content. Sorry, not sorry. I don't want to touch it anymore, other than to voice act it. But yeah, that's basically what ARTFIGHT is in a nutshell, and it is strictly for OCs only. So no canon characters or anything like that, unless you have like really like vast interpretations of canon characters, like in an AU, for example. Like, I think a good example of canon characters that you could add to ARTFIGHT would be kinsonas that don't look exactly like the source material, or if they don't have like a canon appearance in the source material, like if it's, for example, from a podcast, and you make a visual representation of a character from a podcast, that's allowed on ARTFIGHT. But you can't have a canon character that just looks straight right out of the source material without any changes. But for the most part, like 9 times out of 10, it is OC based. Yeah, and it is a competition in that since it's split up into teams, the more attacks are made on each team, the more points they rack up, and whoever has the most points at the end of the competition wins. So what are you doing? I'm going to be working on some OC references today, but like I have been doing recently, I just wanted to take a little bit of time at the start of the stream to sort of catch up with everybody and talk, because I don't really talk much while I'm drawing, so I want to be able to, you know, converse with you all, because I don't like the idea of being someone who just like turns on the stream, jumps into content, and then leaves without like talking to any of you all. Oh, it's your birthday today? Sweet. How old are you turning today, if you don't mind my asking? You absolutely don't have to tell if you don't want to, but I'm just asking out of curiosity. 18th birthday! You have officially hit adulthood. Congratulations and happy birthday. Alright, is there anything else that anyone wanted to talk about before I start drawing? Because I think I'm gonna, like, see if there's anything else that y'all want to talk about before I do this. I find the whole drawing someone else's OC and attack weird. Like, I want others to draw my characters, but in this case it'll be a bad thing because the other team is getting points. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of ARTFIGHT. That's why it's called ARTFIGHT. But like, again, it's not. How do I put this? It's like, it's not a malicious thing. It's just called an attack because it's a contest. You when you draw someone else's OC, you're not doing it to spite them, you're doing it to gift them. And also, if you don't want to attack someone on the opposite team, you can attack someone who is on the same team as you just for less points. You get more points if you attack someone on the opposite team, but if you would rather just like stick to like attacking someone who's on your own team, that's fine. I usually do a healthy mix of the two, just because I like drawing people's OCs. If I see one that I like, I want to attack it no matter whose team they're on. Wait, is that Itzia's family song in the background? Yes, I wanted to add some more video game lo-fi to my playlist, and since I've been on an Assassin's Creed Brotherhood kick as of lately, I wanted to add my favorite song from the series, and I luckily found a lo-fi version of it, so that's what's in the background, and there's going to be a few other new lo-fi video game songs as well. I can't help it, I've got the brain rot going on. And I gotta say, this is something funny I was thinking of earlier, of how, like, lately my type of fictional characters that I've been into is, like, the sort of dad characters. Like, you know, older guys who have like little bits of gray and stuff, and they're a little bit gruff and things like that. And I was just thinking to myself, man, this is one, like, you know, character that I simped for as a teenager that I'm able to simp for again, and it's actually appropriate now that I'm 30. Fellow Ezio Trilogy fan. Yeah, I actually got the Ezio Trilogy for on sale on the Nintendo Switch because they were having it for like $15 for the trilogy, and I was like, hell yeah, sign me up. And fun fact, I've never played Assassin's Creed 2 or Revelations, and like, I know technically speaking I should play Assassin's Creed 2 before I play Brotherhood, but I played Brotherhood when I was a teenager, and I haven't played any other Assassin's Creed games before, and pardon me if I want to play the game that I played as a teenager first. So I'm just playing Brotherhood right now, and I'll save 2 and Revelations for later. Hi, Katie. I saw that it was, I think I saw that it was your birthday today, too, right? Can we get a bunch of happy birthdays in the chat for Katie? Because she is a sweetie, and she deserves all the happy birthday messages. Let's see, I somewhat recall a Tumblr post of 2 people's OCs fighting, like one person draws their OC doing an actual attack and the other person drawing a response. Yeah, you don't have to draw the characters actually fighting. You can draw them doing whatever you want. Matter of fact, let's see, maybe later in the stream I can like pull up the attacks that I did last year as like examples. Because, like, I can guarantee you that none of them are, like, in the act of, you know, violence or anything. You don't have to do that. It's just draw somebody else's OC if you want to draw them. It's free art. It's given free art for the sake of making art. And the best part about ARTFIGHT, AI art is not allowed. Yeah, I think now I'm gonna go ahead and like jump into my art program. And as you can see here, this isn't exactly like a reference page or anything. This is like a bunch of the character thumbnails. So like they're sort of icons that you kind of get an idea of what they look like before you go to their profile. So the current characters that I have on my ARTFIGHT are my fursona, and like this is just a pre-existing drawing and I just cropped out the head because I was like, it's already facing forward, it's good enough. My kitty dog Sona, Zenith. My pony Sona. My fan-felt character Esme. This is my Starlight Brigade character Ozzel. Claude the Clown. Y'all know Claude Clown. We stan this sweet boy. My Sona, obviously. Turquoise, who I made a video about. If you haven't seen the video about him, you should go check it out. My other Steven Universe character, Bowie the Rainbow Quartz, and their fusion, Howlite. My Homestuck character, Fovox. My alien character, Mafara. My iconic Troseith boy, Cyrus. And a My Little Pony couple, Whisper and Thunder. ARTFIGHT does sound interesting enough to participate in, just that I don't think I would really keep up with drawing everyone else's OCs. You're not obligated to draw everyone's OCs. There's no way that anybody would expect that of you. If you want to just draw like one person's character, you can do that. If you don't want to participate at all, you don't have to. You can do as many or as few attacks as you want, and you can have as many or as few OCs on your profile as you like. Again, it's all totally optional. This is just like for people who want to do it, and it's a fun way of getting art of your OCs and giving art to other artists. Plus, it's a great way to network, because if people like your art style, they could potentially look at that and go, I might want to commission this guy later on. So it's a good way to promote yourself to other artists through an art website. And if you're worried about like people drawing your characters in a way that you don't like, character permissions exist, and I actually made this character permission form myself. So you can like tell people what you want them to draw, what you don't want them to draw, and best of all, if somebody draws your OC in a way or doing something that you don't approve of, you can report that to the site admins and they will help you out. Because, like, everybody's comfort should be taken into consideration, you know? So, like, these are a bunch of things that you can opt in and out of, and it's not strictly limited to these things. If you have other reservations about your characters, you're more than welcome to add your own or make your own character permissions, but this is just like an example that I made, and I have a bunch of this in other colors on my Blue Sky if you're interested, and also in my Discord server. So if you want to use this, then you're more than welcome to, just as long as you like leave a link to the blank template somewhere on like your page. I don't really care. There's already like credit in there, so I don't fucking care. But yeah, this is like a bunch of different permissions, and if you don't see a color that you like, or if you want like a specific gradient or background for yours, I can always like make one for free. I don't mind. I've already had someone ask if they can have like this fire background, and I was more than happy to put that together for them. So I don't mind helping people out with this template at least. But again, you're not limited to just using this. You can make your own if you want to. This is just for the people who would rather have a resource that they can just like save and alter, etc., etc. I'm dragging this out. Let's see, what else have I got up here? Right, I wanted to make another reference for my pony OC, and I will be doing so with this base later on, but that's not what I want to focus on today. I also have like this sort of doodle sheet of various references of my character Ozzel that I want to do. These are layered on top of each other to sort of form a base pose that I want to do later, and I will kind of be referencing this potentially later on or today. I also have a reference up for how I want to draw my wizard character, my D&D character Malchior, who I also want to add. And over here, I have some references up for a robot character named Proctor, who's supposed to be like a fictional other for my space Sona, and it's supposed to be like a combination of all of my fictional husbandos kind of wrapped into one. And I have a sort of like alpha version of him here, but I'm not a huge fan of how this sketch turned out, and I want him to have more of like this sort of build up here, like, let me just, of course it zoomed in on his butt, but I want this sort of body type for him, so I would probably be using this as a reference. So before I start, why don't I open a poll and ask which OC should I work on first? And I'll add Ozzel or Malchior or Proctor. There we go, there's the poll. And once I feel like it's gotten enough votes, then I will close it and work on whichever one has the most votes. Yes, a robot. I think one fun thing about Proctor that I want to do is, like, again, just using his alpha design as an example, and like knowing that he's going to be a fictional other to my Space Sona. Just for reference, I would probably be like this tall compared to him. If there's one thing that y'all should know about me by now, it's that I love my height differences. Especially with, like, Thunder and Whisper in mind, because if y'all haven't seen Thunder and Whisper, let me actually pull them up really quick. Can I open them in my art program, please? There we go. This is Thunder and Whisper, aka Thunderclop and Whisper Wool, if you want their full names. And they are a couple, they're a package deal, so I'm going to be... It is important in their ARTFIGHT permissions that they be drawn together strictly and not just one or the other. And we have a sheep and a Clydesdale, which, huge size difference, but they love each other so much and so genuinely. Yeah, cotton candy colors for Whisper, and a little fun thing that I want to point out is that, you know, canonically the only things in My Little Pony that can have legitimate cutie marks are the ponies. So what Whisper did here was the kind of like, I don't want to say shave, but I guess it's like, yeah, I guess they did shave like the heart out and then they kind of clipped the cloud into place. So the cloud is like shorter than the rest of their wool, but it's a kind of faux cutie mark and it's meant to match Thunder's cutie mark as like the cloud. And you would think, like, you know, Thunder's cutie mark being a cloud with a bunch of sound waves coming off of the lightning, oh, he must have some sort of weather thing, right? No, it's just that he's so big and so strong that his hoof steps kind of like pound against the ground every time and just kind of make big booms, like thundering booms. And that's where his name and his cutie mark come from, is that, like, he's just so big and strong. Yeah, sheer. Like, you know, when you have a sheep that has a whole heckin' lot of wool on them, and the wool is ready to, like, come off, you shear the wool off of them. That's what that's called. Alright, let's see. Alright, I think I've got enough votes now. Let me end the poll. And it looks like Proctor wins, so I will get to work on Proctor. Y'all seem to like this role, but yes, Thunder's mane is beautiful. I wanted to make him, like, I don't want to say imposing or intimidating or anything like that, but I wanted him to give off this sort of aura of power, but, like, gentleness as well. Alright, so, first things first, we're gonna largely throw that alpha design out the window, and we're going to take this reference, let's make it bigger. This is a large canvas, so... Alright. Turning down the correction. And, like, I don't want to straight up, like, trace or anything, so I'm just gonna kind of block out the general shapes of this body. And by the way, I don't want to take credit for this base, so credit goes to Melon Soup, who you can find on Tumblr and TikTok, and I think a few other places too, but credit to them for the base. They have hundreds, and I mean hundreds, if not thousands, of free-to-use sketch bases like this, so please consider, like, going and finding their pages and, like, showing them some support. If you want to use their bases, they're there to use, and even though they say that, like, credit isn't required for their bases specifically, I just wanted to give them a little shout out because they work their ass off. Alright, so given that this is a back view and I want to turn it into kind of a chest view, I'm gonna be kind of blocking out how it would look from the front. So, big old bitties. Because what self-respecting robot inventor would build a robot that you can't, Werewolves have big chests, except they have fur. Yeah, this probably would be a good base to use for a werewolf as well. Of course, now I'm just thinking of that one gif of the pineapple being crushed. If you know, you know. Can't what? Oh, you know. If you know, you know. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And obviously I won't be able to, like, trace the hand exactly as it is, because the fist is going to be, like, facing the other way. So, it's just going to be like that for now. Followed Melon Soup on TikTok and Tumblr. Good. They deserve all the recognition and stuff that they can get. Let me see. He's buff. Yep, that's the idea. So... there are some things about, like, his first design that I want to keep, just not quite the body type. That looks good. Like, that alpha version of him was, like, okay as a first draft, I suppose, but it just didn't seem quite right. And I'm gonna be doing just a tiny bit of cheating here. And I'm sure you're wondering, oh, Mark, what do you mean? What do you mean cheating? How are you gonna cheat? What I'm gonna do, first I'm gonna mosey that over just a little bit. Then I think maybe do that, and then do that. You can leave a complaint in the complaint box, but I don't check that shit. Let's see, did I have a specific shape for his? I kind of liked them being like that. Okay. So, bit more like this, and then make some changes like a surgery or a makeover. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. I don't know if any of y'all will get that reference. That is an old show. A show that even I haven't seen. But a lot of references have been made to it in, like, media and stuff. that's probably good enough. And then let's get rid of these. They would have been nice legs, but they're just not for me. And a little bit better. But I think we might be able to do even more. Make them big. Yeah! Yeah! A lot of people find hands to be a doozy. Not so much me anymore, though. Also, if you're wondering what this is up here, that's kind of what I want him to be wearing. I believe... Give me just a moment. On my phone, I kind of have, like, some notes about this guy and what exactly I want him to be like. So give me just a moment to find that. Alright, so here's the notes that I have about Proctor. A sharp-dressed noir detective who is a robot, a little rough on the outside but soft and caring on the inside. And in all caps it says, "Built TM." And then it says, eloquent speaker with a deep voice, tall, touch psychotic and possessive but not overly so. Silver fox, which basically means like he's got the gray streaks in his hair. Masked, I might give him a mask. I still gotta figure that out. Mysterious, hidden lore, knows things others don't, huge sweetheart who knows how to take care of you. Diffuser built in, quote-unquote smokes, scented sticks containing essential oils and fragrances. And the name Proctor is actually short for Protection Responsive Observer and Caretaking Operative Robot, aka Proctor. Not quite a wolf in sheep's clothing, it's more so just like, you know, the type of noir detective who's like, you know, kind of standoffish and doesn't quite play by the same rules as, like, you know, the typical police force and stuff. But he's got a heart of gold on the inside, and he just doesn't show it on the outside very much. That's the kind of character that Proctor is supposed to be, aka my type. No, not really an outsider looking in either. Hi, Jeremy. I don't know what kind of Enderman would be built like this, but I would like to see that. Alright, so I think I'm going to take his alpha design, kind of whoop, maybe not that. Shrink it down and then put it off to the side just so I can like see the things that I want over here and then put them up here. Hello, Kate. Nice of you to drop by. I hope you're doing well and having a great Pride Month. Yeah, I wouldn't want anybody to draw Doey this way. That is a child. I think people forget that Doey is not just a child, but 3 children. Spoilers if you haven't played Poppy Playtime. But yes, please don't lewd the Play-Doh. So let's start with the face. And one thing that I don't like about Alpha Proctor's design is the way I did the hair. Like, it's fine, but it feels too organic for a robot. Like, it looks like somebody just put a wig on him and then called it good. So I'm trying to think of how I can potentially translate that to a more robotic thing. And I do have an idea about it, but I think before I really get to work, I'm just gonna have a quick BRB, because I forgot to eat before the stream, and I just want to grab like a quick little snack so I'm not going through the rest of this hungry. So I'm just gonna BRB real quick, enjoy some fan art, and I will be back as soon as I can. The song was starting again. All right. I had a quick little bag of Cheetos and a touch of like applesauce with other vegetables mixed in it. So I think that should be good now. And I do also have a bottle of water, and there is a command you can do with Mecha to make me drink about every 30 minutes. So consider that through the stream, because I'm doing a lot of talking. Alright, so let me see. First things first. Map out sort of hairline. I do think I might just make it like kind of polygonal and blocky. Let's see. Maybe more like that. Hey, since I said that he's a silver fox, maybe he can be a literal silver fox and this can be like a metal plate that's made of silver. Yes, this is a lo-fi remix of Lavender Town by Malch, so please go check out his channel as well. I think he does other lo-fi mixes too, but if I'm being honest, this is the only one that I listened to because I wanted this for my hypno videos. Something like that, perhaps. You know, metallic. And then gotta give him kind of faux sideburns. To clarify what Silver Fox means, it's basically another way of saying Foxy Grandpa. Like, add some shaping. Hello, Sock Draws. Welcome to the stream. Have I seen you around these parts before? Correct me if I have. I just have a really bad memory. Alright, and let's refine the face shape as well. Because I love me a dude with a nice jawline. Let's see, should there. Little. There we go. I think that's probably it. Yeah. Then maybe I can do something like that. Watching you for years now. Used to go by many names. One was Ketchup McSauce. I feel like this is my first time seeing you, but again, my memory is shit. Thinking of Socks from Bluey, Muffin's younger sister, and yes, Socks is a girl. The sock that I was thinking of, the sock that my mind went to, was Sock.clip, the creator of Witty. Alright, let's see. A nose. I don't want the nose to be too organic either, but I also don't want it to be too inorganic. Looks like I gave him a bit of a deviated septum there. Let me see if I can change that. Yeah, that looks a little more symmetrical. Yeah, it would be a shocker if Sock came in to say hi. I don't think I've ever... Well, I've appeared on their radar, like, once, but only because I, like, went up to them years ago and was like, hey, is it cool if I alter the Witty mod so that he's smiling? And they were like, yes, go ahead. And I was like, cool, thanks. So, yes, the Happy Witty mod is Sock approved. Thinking... And then his eyebrows can kind of like rest on top of this shape. And then the shape can just like reform, I guess, to give him expressions. Like, just because he's made of metal, I don't want him to be like too stiff in the way he emotes. I don't know where you're seeing a flashlight in this dude's nose. Alright, and now the eyes. I should probably have a different layer for this. Robots have nice kind of angular eyes, which I didn't communicate very well or at all in his eyes, but I think that was because I like eyes to be kind of half-lidded like this. These aren't eyelashes, by the way. These are just, like, filling in the eyelid. And of course, given that he's, like, a noir detective type, he's gotta have, like, the bags under his eyes. I straight up do not see Flashlight nose. Like, vaguely, but also what Flashlight is shaped like this. Hello, Princess Chameleon. Welcome to the stream. How's your Pride Month? Little bit of eyeliner, because all hot dudes wear eyeliner, and I will hear nothing to the contrary. And then his eyes, I want them to be like mostly camera-like with a light in the middle. So they should have like this kind of shape going around. Zoomed out a bit too much. Yesterday was your birthday? Dang, it's everybody's birthday lately. Then let's see, some shaping over here. Maybe down. If I just cheat again. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I had to click this. It is Pride Month. It's Pride Month all this month. June is Pride Month. That's why I asked, how's it going? So, yeah, that's all one layer right now. There, that reads a little bit better, I think. Let me see if I can just, like... Yes! Symmetry! And hello, Blue Grove. Welcome to the stream. I'm a pretty big fan of, like, having some visible screws on the face. You can blame a steam-powered giraffe. And if you've never heard of steam-powered giraffe, I highly recommend going and listening to them, especially during Pride Month, because one of the lead members of the band is trans. What am I drawing today? I'm working on an OC of mine. This is kind of his alpha design over here that I don't really like anymore, so I'm giving him, I don't want to say an updated look, because again, this design never went public, and this is kind of a new OC, so I'm just kind of making his design a little bit better. And I'm going to be putting him on ARTFIGHT, so that other people can potentially draw him. Right. How do I want his mouth to look? What kind of expression do I want his mouth to be doing? What if I just... Definitely not giving him an ooh-ooh mouth, don't worry. Let's see. Maybe something of, like... something kind of resembling the mouth that I gave him over here. Like he's doing a little, you know? Give him a bit of lippage. Because if he's gonna be my Space Sona's fictional other, he better fucking be kissable. Hold on. I had the entire canvas selected, and I just want to be able to mess with the mouth right now. Then, the reason I said earlier that he has, like a built-in diffuser and, like, smokes with scented sticks containing essential oils and fragrances is so that he can look like he's smoking, but it's not actually smoke. And it can actually, like, have a calming effect on... like, the living creatures around him, including, you know, my Sona. So he can smell like my favorite things, if I so desire. Probably ought to give him a bigger cigarette, though. Let's see, merge those. Opacity, just so I can have a better look. So many birthdays going on today. I think I might leave the cigarette on a different layer, actually, so I can, like, toggle it on and off. Plus, I gotta think of a mask for him to wear later. Maybe it'll be something like Optimus Prime, where it's just, like, covering the lower half of his face or something. I have this set on an eraser, goddammit. But yeah, just, like, you know, something that kind of covers the lower half of his face. But I don't know, that's something that I still want to think about. I like the way that I did his neck in the alpha design, so let's see. I'll just add that to... Let's see, this is a different layer, right? Okay. I think... I just do this, and like there, there, paste, flip. Yeah, it's not exactly symmetrical, but I can work with it. Just do like that. And then fill in where the lines don't meet up. And boom shakalaka. Thinking about the rest of his chest now, because I don't think I'm as big a fan of the chest as I was when I was like first trying to design him. I think about the only thing that I still like is this shape, whatever it is. And I know that I want his chest to be like its own shape, so like nothing else is coming off of it, if that makes sense. Turn that off for the time being. Ah, bye, Katie. By the way, if you are, like, still there and you haven't left quite yet, I think I saw something about, like, Darkbox's power going out, and his status is still like that. Is everything okay on his end, or is that better? Because if it's better, he needs to change the thing. So I'm thinking I can add a sort of, like, heart shape here in the middle that I would think kind of gives off heat. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, robots would be, you know, so cold and uncomfortable to hug, and I'm like, but what if warm, though? And if wrapped up in enough blankets, soft. Yeah, well, those days are long gone, and I'm putting you in timeout. Because there's rules in the description about my chat that I don't want that to be brought up anymore. I've moved on from that. Please do the same. And else should I have for his chest? These could potentially be speakers, I think. The speakers could project his voice or music or other sounds. Yeah, that bottom thing helps a lot. Wonder. I mean, just because he's a robot doesn't mean he's quite a transformer. He's not a Cybertronian. Like, I think I showed earlier that my height comparison to him would be roundabout like that. So he's definitely too small to be a Cybertronian. I do like Transformers, though, but he's not a Transformer. Yeah, I do think I like the additional shape that this is giving him. No robot's gonna be flat-chested in my roster. Here we go. I think I like that a little bit more. I'll probably refine the heart some other time. But again, this is just me, like, kind of going through and figuring out more design elements that I enjoy. Like, I liked the way I did his torso and his groin here, so I think I'm probably going to keep that the same. Also, just for those curious, my favorite Transformers series is Transformers Prime. I think they had the best animation and the best stories. The only thing that it doesn't have is Prowl from Transformers Animated. But everything else about it is golden, especially because they gave us probably the best version of Starscream. My favorite Transformers Prime character. Ooh. Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh. Ooh. I think I'm gonna have to go with Ratchet. He's just a crotchety old man, and I love him so much. Oh. Sounds like somebody woke up from his nap. Hello, Jet. I don't know if y'all heard, but he was just like shaking himself as he got up. Hey, baby. I'm giving him head scratches. Everybody put any sort of cat emote in the chat to pet Jet. Oh, baby boy. He's leaning into this so hard. You can ask your question, Alex, but if it's Percy and Springtrap related, I'm gonna ban you. Because, like, that's twice now that I've already told you no Percy and Springtrap. One more and you're out. Edie, I love you very much, but I can't have you distracting me from my stream, so I'm gonna put you outside my room now. Alex, I know exactly why you're asking that. I already... If you watched the series, then you would know, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, Jet, time to go. Bye, baby. I gotta know why respecting my wishes is such a hard thing to do. Yeah, like, why else would he be asking me about demi-boys when the most popular demi-boy that was featured on my channel was Percy? And, like, why even ask that when Percy explains what a demi-boy is within the series itself? Some people just don't know how to listen. Yeah, and like, I'll reiterate one more time, I do not own Percy and Springtrap anymore. I gave that to Ruby. So I am no longer the guy that you should come to about Percy and Springtrap in the first place. That being said, does anyone else have any other topics that we want to talk about? I mean, I know that you joined the stream like a little bit late, Sock, but throughout the entire stream, that guy would only talk to bring up Percy and Springtrap. And you can tell I don't want people doing that. And so, like, there would literally be no other reason for him to ask. Favorite candy or game? My favorite candy I think right now my favorite candy is Twix bars. It kind of fluctuates from time to time, but right now I really like Twix bars. And my favorite game. That's a good question. There's so many games to choose from. But I think I'm gonna have to go with like Breath of the Wild. How do you stay motivated on drawing? I don't always, and if I'm being honest, if I'm being like 100% real with you guys, which I take pride in being real with you guys, I haven't had a lot of art motivation in a long time. That's also part of the reason why I stopped taking commissions for a bit, because those of you who have tried to commission me in the recent past know I would take forever just to, like, finish the dang things, even though they were paid commissions. And I regret that so much, just because, like, you know, y'all are paying customers, y'all are supporting me, and my executive dysfunction and art block have just been kicking my ass for months. But that's also part of the reason why I've been trying to do these art streams a little bit more, because I want to get back into the swing of things. And I figure if I have the streams that are specifically for doing art, then I gotta, you know, deliver on that, you know? So that is exactly why I do the thing. So, like, in the nicest way possible, these streams are a good way for me to be, I guess, pressured into doing art. Because otherwise, my brain is just gonna tell itself, oh, I can just draw later, and then later never comes. I'll just do this later, and it never stops saying that. But A, doing the art streams helps, and B, getting inspiration from friends and things that you enjoy can help. And also, like, trying different art styles, because, like, as you can see, this talk sprite that I have right now isn't the usual style that I go for, but I wanted to try it. I kept seeing, like, the cutesy kind of anime art style with a bunch of accessories in the hair and, like, bandages and stuff, and I wanted to try it, so I did, and I liked the way that it turned out so much that I made it my new talk sprite. So, try new things. Use references, even if you think, oh, I have to freehand everything. You don't. That's your brain lying to you. Try becoming a streamer if you think that'll help. Or, like, even record your art process so that you can look back on it later. See what sort of methods you enjoyed and which ones you don't. Look at other people's art. See what it is about their art that you want to apply to your own. that doesn't count as, like, you know, stealing art styles. There's no such thing as stealing art styles. It's just like trying different things and seeing what about the things you try you want to keep. Favorite comedians. John Pinette comes to mind. Rest in peace to him. Jim Gaffigan, Brian Regan, Weird Al Yankovic. He counts as a comedian. Who else? Not Sinbad. He did an opening thing for Earth, Wind, and Fire one time when I went to see them in concert. And his performance just put a damper on my mood for like half the concert, because it was nothing but just like, oh, millennials, and they can't put down their phones, and they're so lazy, and blah-de-blah-de-blah. And I was just not having a good time, because, like, it wasn't funny to me. Obviously, it was funny to, like, you know, the boomers in the audience, but I was not the target audience for that, and so it just made me feel bad. Forgot to flip that. Boop. Oops. Leg. Thick thighs save lives. Mosey him on down over here, I think. Yeah, like, a lot of people of that generation don't seem to understand. We're not lazy, we're burnt the hell out, and the world isn't looking too good right now. It looked good when we were kids, but because of the things that the boomers themselves have been doing to politics, the economy, the planet, sorry if we're not as motivated as y'all were when you were our age. But other than Sinbad, I had a good time at that Earth, Wind, and Fire concert. But I had an even better time when I saw the Doobie Brothers, and when I saw Stevie Wonder, Paul McCartney, and you would think that, like, with all of the big names like that, oh, Steely Dan too, you would think that with big names like that, those would be, like, my favorite concerts that I've ever seen. But you're wrong. My favorite performances that I've ever seen were from Ninja Sex Party. There's a reason I've been to see them twice. That is Growing Wings from Nights. I think it's called that in both Journey of Dreams and Into Dreams. I've actually never played Into Dreams before, but Journey of Dreams was one of my favorite Wii games of all time. Drawing new lines there. I can just do that. Make sure I get the corner. Boom, I am a fucking genius. 1, 2, 3. Side. Yeah, I'm a huge Knights fan. Matter of fact, I know I don't want to, like, talk about Percy and Springtrap anymore, but just for a moment. Marin's design, particularly the, like, kind of jester thing that she has on the top of her head, that was inspired by, Jackal the Mantle from, Into Dreams. I may not have ever played Into Dreams, but that doesn't mean I don't know about it. Maybe I can turn the correction up just a bit. There we go. Hello, Amari. Welcome to the stream. You just woke up? What time is it over there? Midnight. Oof. Almost won. Double oof. Any hobbies besides drawing? I feel like video games should be pretty obvious. Let's see. I collect plushies. I hang out with Jet. I like spending time with my friends and my family. I'm actually going to be visiting my mom and my bro this weekend. Other than that, I could probably use some more hobbies, because outside of art and video games, there is not much. I kind of want to get into tactile stuff, like crochet or sewing or something like that, but I'm a little nervous, especially since, you know, Joanne's has closed. Collecting manga books. I do have a few of those. I prefer Calvin and Hobbes, to be honest. I grew up with a bunch of Calvin and Hobbes books. I still have a good few, and I want to get more. I love those comics. That is the entire reason why I named my stuffed tiger Hobbes. Alright, before I continue, I'm going to turn that off and see just how he looks. Ooh, so far so good. I think I'm liking what I see more than I did with, like, his alpha version. Changing his body type was definitely the way to go. I think I'll take a sip of some water too. even though nobody has redeemed the thing, doesn't mean I can't drink on my own. There we go. All hydrated. Alright, arms. I think I'm probably just gonna do one arm and then flip it. So I've been at this for a while, and I think I'd like to be done soon. I know about TF2. I like the characters and the animations and stuff. What I've seen of the comics, I like, but the game just isn't for me. I don't do well with first-person shooters. That's honestly part of the reason why, as much as I love like the story of Fallout 4 and the characters, I barely touch it. I think I'll make his shoulders a little more rounded. That's more like it. That just looks... Oh yeah, that's the ticket. I think The Heavy is Dead is one of my favorite, like, funny videos on YouTube. Delta in Chapter 3 and 4 is out. Any thoughts on playing it? I'm probably not gonna play it on my own. Just cause, like, I think I would probably just prefer watching someone else play it. I kind of went over something about that earlier in the stream. You can go back and watch it again if you're interested. Alright, let's see. I think I'm gonna turn this reference off now. This would be a bit further in. This is the thumb, by the way. Big old fingies. Everything about this guy is extra thick. Of course thick is good. This is my space owner's fictional other. Of course thick is good. Yeah, if this is my fictional other, why would I be making him thick unless I liked it? I like him big. I like him chunky. Chunky! Maybe I'll do the back of his hands like this, so it matches the areas on his face that are like it. I like the idea of his hands kind of having some padding to them. That looks about right. And then 1, 2, 3. There. Here. I think I want to put some screws on his legs too. Probably just a couple. Here. Here. Sometimes a few well-placed screws are all you need in a robot design. Alright, I'm thinking this is probably it. I'll refine it a little more later and, like, give him some colors and stuff in his outfit, obviously. But for now, I think this is about it for, like, Proctor's design. What do you all think? I hope it looks good, and I look forward to seeing some ship art with me and this guy. Alright, and when I work on him some more, I'll also give him his outfit. And once he's all finished, I'll put him in my Discord server, and on ARTFIGHT, on DeviantArt, and probably also Blue Sky. So, with that, I think I'm just about done streaming. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please leave a thumbs up. Drop a comment once comments are open. That should be just as soon as the stream is offline. Yeah, that's... Oh, right. I know that those of y'all in the chat right now are already subscribed. If there's anyone out there in Future World who's watching this and you would like to partake in the chat and also know when I am going live, please subscribe, hit the little bell thing so that you're notified whenever I go live. And consider becoming a stellar supporter by clicking the blue join button next to the subscribe button for emojis and early access to uploads, exclusive area in the Discord server, and other perks. I hope you all have a good rest of your week. I'll try to do this again next week, and I shall see y'all in the next video or live stream, whenever that may be. Peace out, and I shall see you all later. Take care!